Do you ever wonder what kind of assets a rock star like Rod Stewart owns? Well, get ready to explore the outrageous lifestyle of one of the most iconic musicians in history. The legendary frontman has an estimated net worth of $300 million. So today, we'll break down 10 of the most ridiculously expensive things that Rod Stewart owns. The Malibu Wave House. Before Rod Stewart scooped it up in the 1970s, the so-called Wave House of Malibu was owned by Glenn and Jerry Cooper. The roughly 6,200 square foot house sits on less than an acre, which includes 6 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms. But its most notable feature would be its roofline, with 3 oceanfront rooms shaped like cresting waves and large windows that overlook the churning sea. With a unique roofline topped with layers of shingles that are evocative of fish scales, the Wave House has become an icon of California mid-century architecture since its completion in 1963. In the center of the 56-foot by 44-foot living room is a fireplace that's flanked by Santa Barbara fieldstone, and the original material remains under the stucco that was added on in later years. Another focal point in the room is its sunken conversation pit, a favorite mid-century design convention. Record company executive Mo Austin bought the home off Stewart in 1987, just before the release of his Out of Order album. Stewart then moved his family to his famous $105 million LA mansion, but more about that later. 1971 Lamborghini Miura P400S. In 1971, Rod Stewart released his third solo album, Every Picture Tells a Story, and had a mega hit around the world with the song Maggie May. With a lofty paycheck that he received, he decided to treat himself, ordering a Lamborghini Miura P400S, arguably one of the most beautiful cars ever made. Rod's was one of the first to arrive in the UK, and he specified a model with white exterior and black leather interior color scheme. Rod was in good company, as both Frank Sinatra and Miles Davis also owned one of these cars. The Lamborghini Countach LP400 Periscopio. In 1977, Rod Stewart toured Australia for the first time, and to keep him entertained, he ordered a Lamborghini Countach LP400 Periscopio. The name Countach comes from a local Piedmontese exclamation meaning wow, and the Periscopio referred to a groove in the roof that was used for the rear view mirror. Rod fell so hard for this car that he kept it inside his music studio for at least 2 weeks while he was recording demos for the Blondes Have More Fun album. Because he was in Australia, he had opted for a rare right-hand drive model, one of only 20. However, when he returned to LA, he had the Countach shipped back with him and had it converted to a left-hand drive. The LaFerrari. The LaFerrari in Celtic football colors is undoubtedly one of Rod Stewart's most iconic rides. The luxury vehicle is no longer made and has become such a sought-after item that the average car now costs between £4 to £5 million. Of the car's purchase, Rod Stewart has been quoted as saying, "The conclusion of a 3-year search for this work of art, a LaFerrari in its own Celtic garage." The Celtic LaFerrari boasts the most extreme performance ever achieved by a Ferrari production car and features the most advanced and innovative technical solutions. In the words of Ferrari themselves, the LaFerrari is Ferrari's first ever production car to be equipped with the F1-derived hybrid solution, the High Kurs system, which combines an electric motor producing over 150 CV with the most powerful incarnation yet of Ferrari's classic V12 with 800 CV at 9,000 RPM. The Lamborghini. The best-selling Lamborghini of all time is the Lamborghini Spider. The luxury car company unveiled the Spider in 2006, and it was undoubtedly one of Rod Stewart's most treasured belongings, with an estimated price of over $176,000. However, despite owning it for just a couple of years, he only put 2,243 miles on the clock before selling it off for a small profit. 1988 Lamborghini Countach QV. Remember that scene in The Wolf of Wall Street where Leonardo DiCaprio's Jordan Belfort tries to get home while bombed out of his brains on lewds? Well, that's the Countach QV. Brand new, the QV would cost 90,000 British pounds, But Rod was so desperate to get his hands on one that he paid a whopping £135 just to get a second-hand version. However, he had only kept it for a few years because by then Lamborghini had unleashed the devil. 1991 Lamborghini Diablo. After 17 years, Lamborghini finally decided to replace the Countach with the Lamborghini Diablo. Named the Devil after a famous ferocious fighting bull and styled by Marcello Gandini, who had also designed the Liura and Countach, it featured a rear-wheel drive 5.7-liter V12 mid-mounted engine that made it the first Lambo to break the 200-mile-per-hour top speed barrier. Now, you may be unsurprised to hear that Stewart had paid $150,000 for the car and picked it up from Portman Lamborghini in 1991, shortly after finishing his album, Vagabond Heart. 2013 Rolls-Royce Ghost EWB. A Rolls-Royce is nearly a necessity for someone as famous as Rod Stewart. The automobile is a classic for a reason. Rolls-Royce is known for producing some of the most luxurious rides in the world, but they also pack a serious punch under the hood. This makes the Rolls-Royce Ghost a perfect addition to the speedster-loving singer's collection of fantastic cars. Stewart's 2013 model utilizes the extended wheelbase for even greater luxury. The Rolls-Royce Ghost packs 563 horsepower with the help of a 6.6-liter turbocharged V12. It adds an 8-speed automatic transmission and can max out at 177 miles per hour. The Ghost brings a respectable acceleration to the table as well, doing 0 to 60 in 5 seconds flat. 1977 Porsche 911 Turbo Carrera. The iconic Porsche 911 that Stewart had in Hollywood was a stone-cold classic. The Turbo Carrera came with a 3.3-liter flat six and was much admired by car enthusiasts the world over. So much so that in 1982, Rod would be relieved of his 911 by a gun-toting carjacker. After he had been shopping with his 3-year-old daughter Kimberly on Sunset Boulevard, he and his daughter found themselves being held at gunpoint by a thief who demanded that Rod hand over the keys. Stewart complied, and as their assailant jumped in the 911, he and his daughter retreated to safety. However, moments later, that thief would return, shamefully admitting that he couldn't start the vehicle. And so Stewart, with a gun pointed at his back, had to walk down a side street and start the car for the jacker by hitting the ignition button. The incident rattled him so much, along with the robbery of a neighbor, that the rock legend moved back to the United Kingdom for a short period of time, before moving back to LA only a few years later. LA Mansion. Rod Stewart's current Los Angeles palatial estate is worth an astonishing $70 million. The main house features 9 bedrooms, one of which is the master suite with a sitting room and terrace that overlooks the pool. Additionally, the main wardrobe in the primary suite is large enough to house Stewart's massive shoe collection. European in its stylings, and standing in the gated enclave of North Beverly Park, the property sprawls out across 3,065 square meters with a pool and soccer field. That soccer field, while rare in Los Angeles, is no surprise, as Stewart is known to be an avid soccer fan. Images of the home show old-world-style touches such as ceiling moldings and medallions, herringbone floors, Corinthian columns, crystal chandeliers, and marble floors decorated in a variety of patterns. Elsewhere, there are entertaining areas, most notably a dazzling speakeasy with handsome jade green painted walls. A main floor great room also comes with a bar, and outside there's a loggia to spend time with guests al fresco. While some may view these items as being stupidly expensive, for Rod Stewart, they're simply a reflection of his success and style. And as we marvel at the opulence of his possessions, we should also celebrate the legacy of a rock legend who continues to live his life to the fullest.